What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla stock and the overall market, to break down why Tesla's dipping the way it is, and some very important updates involving Elon Musk, as he said a lot of things about Tesla which are very important, and he's making some moves which are very important for the company. But before I break down anything about Elon Musk and what's going on with Tesla's Chinese sales and the share price, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends very soon, just 15 hours. Anyways, for Tesla, we're continuing to dip right now. You guys can see that we've lost this 185 support. If we continue to hold below this for the next 20 plus minutes, I do see Tesla dipping all the way down to potentially 182. If that fails, let's watch 180 at our 50 EMA and then potentially lower levels. Tesla is at risk of more downside right now, as we had some negative news that came out. And also, the market is trying to turn a bit. So I'm going to talk about some news involving Tesla first before I break down the charts. So for Tesla, we got the Chinese weekly insurance registrations. They've increased to about 12,600, which is a little bit more positive for now, as we're seeing the Model Y being the main sales driver. However, I just want to note that we do tend to see cycles where it kind of like pops and drops just like this. And that's what's happened so far right here. So we are seeing a little pop right here, but we'll see if that lasts. And then for Elon Musk, we're seeing a lot of news about him. Now, when it comes to the job cuts for Tesla, we can't solely just throw everything at Elon Musk. You can't forget that there's a big Tesla board involved in all of these decisions. But Musk is, of course, largely responsible. Excuse me. So we have to just once again put information where it's due. So yes, Musk and the Tesla team have laid off major Tesla senior executives in a fresh job cut cycle. So Musk has dismissed two more Tesla senior executives and plans to lay off hundreds more employees, frustrated by falling sales and the pace of job cuts so far. That's what the information reported on Tuesday. That's some very, very big news. So right here, Rebecca Tanucci, I could be saying that wrong, I apologize, Senior Director of the EVs Makers Supercharger business, and Daniel Ho, the head of the new vehicles program, will leave on Tuesday morning, sadly. So I just want to say I really appreciate the work that they've done for Tesla, but it is what it is. Oftentimes companies have to go through this during hard times. And then on top of this, there's been a lot of talk about Tesla letting go of a large percentage of the supercharger team. So with that happening, it is what it is. This is what is happening so far. Musk announced that Tesla is going to be letting go of more than 10% of their team, sadly. And other reports are saying maybe closer to 20% in total, because they're not done just yet. So you guys can see right here, Elon Musk and the Tesla team are also laying off the entire Tesla supercharger team in new rounds of layoffs. Once again, it's very sad, but you can't forget the fact that Tesla still has hardships. Now, I want to note that, remember last week, we were getting all this bad news about Tesla right before earnings came out. All this bad news was coming out. People said Tesla would fall to 100. They have falling sales and this and that. And everything shifted for the share price as soon as Musk and the team announced all these AI developments. But that doesn't really change the fact that there are still hardships for Tesla in the high interest rate environment. Of course, it's not just Tesla, it's the entire EV sector as a whole. But I just wanted to note that. I want to make that very, very clear. So for Tesla, I'm a big bull long term thanks to AI and such. But for the short term, if they keep announcing things like layoffs, if we keep on getting these bad pieces of news, like as the media is kind of shifting its sentiments, that could be a little bit more negative for Tesla. So something just wanted to note, there's some more tweets from Elon Musk that came out. He said that the Cybertruck is going to be touring Europe and the Middle East for the next 2 months. That's good news for them. Going to give it a lot more exposure and potentially more sales. And I saw some funny tweets coming out from Doge designers saying that robots babysitters are coming. So it's kind of interesting. Musk said, yeah, he agrees with that. So not trying to make any claims about this. I just want to say that Musk is very, very invested in the future of AI, and he's very positive about that. So it is what it is, guys. People can have different views, completely fine with me about that. But I just want to say that Musk is still very much fixated on developing Optimus and things like that, which are still great for the long term. Now, with all this data that's been released, with the Dallas Fed Services Index report and the Dallas Fed Services Revenue Index report all coming out, all the data for the day is out for now. And then for tomorrow, we're just going to be looking at some JOLTS job openings data. Not to mention, we have FOMC. So it's all going to be very, very important. So I can't wait to see what Jerome Powell has to say for tomorrow. But so far, the market is turning a little bit more bearish. Tesla, as long as it holds above 185, there's a risk of it retracing down to 182 later on. If we continue to hold below 185 for an extended period of time for another, 20 plus minutes, if we manage to break above 185, let's see if we can try to get back up to 187. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. I will say that Tesla's looking kind of weak right now because of all these new layoffs. They got a big price cut from Evercore, and all this negative sentiment right now is coming out. I saw a lot of negative headlines, so it is what it is. Tesla's looking a little bit weak right now. There's a risk of a little bit more downside, so I just want to give you guys a warning about that. For a few other tickers out there, we have like SPY. SPY has been dipping on the 1 hour time frame. We have resistance currently. Well, the tough resistance is going to be around 507.5 and then 508. And our support that's holding this up is at 506.98. So basically that 200 EMA. If we lose this or close below this, I do anticipate a gap fill all the way down to the 503s. We have this imbalance to fill down here. So I'd say the chart still looks a bit more bearish to me. On top of all of that, I just want to call out the triple Q. This is also looking a bit more bearish. We're going to be looking at our 200 EMA as support at 429.5. If we lose that, there's going to be a dip all the way down to 428 potentially coming, and then we could even see lower levels such as the 425 area. But I do see a risk of this dipping down to 428. Look at resistance at 430, and I do think that there could be more downside coming. For the QQQ, that is going to be heavily dictated by NVIDIA as well. And notice that NVIDIA has this bearish divergence that's developed, and we're starting to dip a little bit off this. So with the QQQ being heavily dictated by NVIDIA too, we're going to be looking at the support right here at 872. Losing this could open the door down to the 50 EMA 862. So I do see a risk of this kind of dipping a little bit, but watch and see how it reacts to 872. For Apple, like I said, I told you all Apple might test 172 then bounce. That's what happened, and we did get a little bounce on Apple from there. We're currently at 174, kind of outperforming this market. So look at resistance closer to 175. Look at support at 173.5, and overall, the market is still performing very differently from Apple. SPY is trying to hold 507, but like I said before, if we lose that, there is that risk of that gap fill down below. For more tickers out there, I just want to call out Amazon. Amazon's looking a bit more bearish right now. We've lost the 180 support. If we continue to fall from here, we could be looking for 176. But don't don't worry too much. We have earnings very soon, so we'll see what that causes for the stock. And then for Meta, it's trying to rebound a bit. I did tell you all to watch 430 as key support to see if we hold that. And you can see we've been holding very close to that 430 range. We have resistance now at 440 is a very, very tight resistance. So we'll see how it does there. And it could push a little bit more. So we'll just see how things move going forward. With that being said, for a few more things, the VIX is actually starting to push a little bit. This could get a breakout or not, depending on what Jerome Powell says tomorrow. So just be patient. For the 10-year Treasury yield, there is this gap to fill up here. So we'll see if we get a big bounce or not. We're just waiting to see. But the dollar, instead of coming down, actually bounced back up above 106. 106.05. So this is favoring bears a bit more for the stock market. So right now, bears have a slight edge, especially as we hold below 508.5. And there is a risk of SPY dipping lower, in my personal opinion. So just be careful, guys. Be mindful of the risks, and we'll see how well the market performs from here. As long as Tesla holds below 185, there is a risk of more downside. So I just want to be very honest with everyone. All this bad news has come out, guys. It's very sad for Tesla, but it is what it is. We have to remain unbiased and positive no matter what. Elon Musk made some important announcements, so it's very important to pay attention to what he says, in my opinion. That's why I'd like to kind of share his opinions. With that being said, have a great day, guys. I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely incredible next couple of hours when it comes to trading. The market's becoming more and more spicy, so we'll see how things go, and I'll see you guys in just another couple of hours. Thanks again, and peace out.